Okay, thank you guys for attending today's webinar on what you need to know about Social Security. Today, we're going to take a look at how Social Security benefits work and some strategies on collecting your benefits. Before we dive into that, let's look at some of the statistics around making this decision. Many of you, I'm sure, are aware of the medical advances and healthier lifestyles that have increased longevity. A couple who reaches age 65 has a 50% chance of living into their early 90s and a 25% chance of living into their late 90s. So we could assume that from these statistics, one person from a couple has a very good shot of living into their 90s. However, people don't seem to take longevity into consideration when choosing their Social Security benefits. An updated statistic for today is that somebody living at age 65 has a 33% chance of living to 90 and a 15% chance of living to 95. In fact, 71% of people collecting their Social Security benefits today have chosen to collect a reduced amount because they just can. They can start collecting as early as age 62. Why in the face of longevity do many people collect benefits when they hit age 62? It's probably because they can. Even though many people are concerned with longevity, they are willing to accept a reduced benefit for life to avoid not getting their fair share of benefits for life because they may die early. But longevity is a reality. In 2014, there were over 2.1 million people living over the age of 90 collecting Social Security benefits. There were over 60,000 people collecting benefits that were over the age of 100. I hear a lot of people make an emotional decision around collecting Social Security benefits. They come to me and tell me that they're afraid if they don't take it, there won't be any money left, or they're not going to live long enough to benefit from collecting from Social Security by waiting, without even knowing what that break-even age is. So, for those of you watching today, hopefully you are planning this out far enough in advance to give yourself the ability to delay your benefits. So what are some of the rules of Social Security retirement benefits on the individual side? Most workers pay into the program with each paycheck and will qualify for Social Security benefits at retirement. Workers pay FICA tax up to the Social Security wage base, which for 2022 at the time of this recording is $147,000 toward your Social Security. This amount is matched by your employer. To be fully insured, a worker needs 40 credits. A maximum of 4 credits can be earned per year. For 2022, 1 credit is earned for every $1,510 of wages. Currently, individuals who are paying FICA taxes and are at least age 60 should receive a Social Security benefit statement in the mail about 3 months before their birthday. This statement includes your earnings on page 3. You should check this carefully because the benefits will be based off of this record, mistakes and all. If you spot any mistakes, please call the Social Security Administration to correct them. Benefits are based on your 35 best working years history. And the benefits are reflected on your statement. Assume the assumption that you will continue to earn at least your current salary from the last 2 years until you begin collecting your benefits. You should also receive page 2. On this page, you will find the 3 key numbers. Your monthly benefits if you collect at full retirement age, monthly benefits if you collect at age 70, and the monthly benefits if you collect early at age 62. Everyone earning income under the age of 60, your benefits are projected by indexing your average monthly earnings. So your income earned in 1991 is indexed to current levels. Everyone over the age of 60 is getting projections on actual earnings. Social Security Administration even has a calculator on their website where you can play around with these numbers to see what your retirement benefits might look like if you have assumptions outside of these. For those of you wondering, I included some interesting statistics on here. The maximum full retirement amount is $3,345 at full retirement age. Average monthly benefit is $1,657. Average widower benefit is $1,553. And the average monthly benefit for a retired couple who both worked is $2,753. So if we take a married couple where one spouse gets the maximum amount of benefit and the other spouse just gets an average benefit, we're talking $60,024 per year. This is as if you had more than $1 million asset in your possession. And if we looked at it as $1 million plus sized asset, I think it would be a lot easier to recognize there needs to be a strategy around choosing this benefit. So what are some of the trade-offs for the individual benefits? You have the option to start collecting anywhere between the ages of 62 and 70. However, if you collect before your full retirement age, you will collect a reduced benefit. If you wait until full retirement age, you'll be eligible for your full retirement benefit, also known as primary insurance amount. If you wait until after full retirement, you will be eligible for an increased benefit amount. Full retirement age is not the same for everyone. For those born 1937 and earlier, it's age 65. For those approaching retirement right now, it's age 66 and 4 months. I will use age 66 as the full retirement age for the remainder of this webinar, just to keep things simple. Here is the actual scale going from year 1937 to 1960, showing you the monthly increments between those various age points. So as we saw before, the majority of individuals take benefits before full retirement age. If you elect to take benefits early, the benefit will be permanently reduced. The payment is not adjusted when you reach full retirement age. I want to make sure I clarify that, as some people are not aware of that. What else should you consider before going ahead and agreeing to this permanent reduction? Percentage of monthly reduction and total reductions due to rounding are about 0.5%. Again, that's the monthly reductions between the ages. When you're looking at the 3 years after, so 67 and onward, it's about 0.05%. So that's 0.555 for the earlier years and 0.416, that's the monthly adjustment amount. For those of you whose benefit starts at age 67, collecting at age 62 is a 30% decrease in benefits. I'll have a slide on this in a second. So, collecting early, here are the questions you need to consider. Among other things, you need to consider current health, family history of longevity, and if you're married, the age difference between you and your spouse. One extremely important consideration that could directly influence you to not collect early is whether or not you are actually retiring. Are you grabbing the benefit just because you can? Or are you grabbing the benefit because you're actually retiring and need the income? Because guess what? Social Security benefits are intended to be supplemental retirement income. So if you collect early and continue to work, here are the penalties for doing so. They really want you to be retired when you collect these benefits, which is why these penalties exist. If you collect benefits early, you will be subject to an annual earnings test, which looks at your salary or earned income. They don't care about things like your interest income, dividends, etc. But prior to full retirement age, if you earn more than the threshold, $19,560 per year in 2022, you will lose $1 of benefits for every $2 earned over that threshold. Now, keep in mind, this is on top of an already reduced benefit. For the years in which you reach full retirement age, a different rule applies. The threshold is $51,960 in 2022. And the rule is that you lose $1 of every benefit for every $3 earned over that threshold. I want to clarify something for that year. It's an annual amount, the $51,960, but because it's the year in which you reach full retirement age, they're looking at really as a monthly earnings test. So the $51,960 is divided over 12 months for $4,330 per month after you start collecting. So if you collect and figure you won't hit that limit for the rest of the year, just remember the monthly figure is not an aggregate. Once full retirement age is reached, there is no threshold, so you can earn any amount after that with no reduction in benefits. This applies to all retirement benefits, individuals, spousal, children, survivors that collect before full retirement age. If somebody starts collecting their benefits prior to full retirement age and they find themselves returning to work and having their benefits withheld, guess what? You get a do-over. This is called the withdrawal of application. It's the only do-over provision allowed for the first 12 months of receiving benefits. The worker can repay the benefits back and essentially start over. The unlimited do-over provision was prohibited by the Social Security Administration several years ago. So what happens if we delay our benefits? What's the reward for putting it off? We discussed the drawbacks to collecting early. So you will be awarded a guaranteed increase to your benefits of 8% per year, assuming you were born 1943 or later. 8% per year is a really, really good guaranteed investment rate of return. For someone with a full retirement age of 66, this could be an increase of 32% of benefits by the time you reach age 70. For those of you whose full retirement age is 67, that's a 24% increase in benefits. To look at it a little bit simpler, I've outlined it by age 66 and 67 in the graphs here. Again, 25% reduction in benefits at age 62 when your FRA is 66, and a 32% increase in benefits when your full retirement age is 70. I'm sorry, when your full retirement age is 66, it's a 32% increase by delaying to age 70. If your full retirement age is 67, it's a 30% reduction in benefits at 62 and a 24% increase in benefits by the time you reach age 70. I often get a lot of people that ask me, Bill, what is the break-even point? How long do I need to live? So I've simplified it. I've put it into a graph for you here. Whether you start receiving the lower benefit or wait until full retirement age, the break-even point between collecting at 62 versus 66 is age 78, which means if you reach age 78, you will have collected the exact same dollar amount. One thing not included is how the cost of living adjustments impact this. Cost of living adjustments will make that break-even point even slightly earlier than age 78. It's impossible to know exactly what that is because we don't know what the cost of living adjustments are going to be. What happens if we wait from age 66 to age 70? The break-even point is 82 and 6 months in that case. So if you think you will live past 82 and 6 months, or at least past age 78, and you don't need the income immediately, and you've got good longevity and health, I'd highly recommend delaying as long as possible. You will receive a greater total dollar amount that just gets bigger every year you pass age 82 and 6 months. So what are some of the rules of retirement benefits for spousal and survivor benefits? So let's look at a sample married couple. We've got Jordan and Alex. Jordan worked and his primary insurance amount is $2,200 a month. Alex didn't work, therefore did not pay in Social Security for at least 10 years and has a primary insurance amount of $0. There are 4 key things that you need to know about spousal benefits. First, a spousal benefit is equal to 50% of your partner's primary insurance amount once they themselves reach full retirement age. Because Jordan has a primary insurance amount of $2,200 per month, once Alex reaches her full retirement age of 66, the spousal benefit is equal to half of Jordan's, or $1,100. So at full retirement age, Jordan could get a check for $2,200 every month, and Alex could receive a check of $1,100 every month. It's important to make sure you understand that it's 50% of the primary insurance amount, not 50% of the benefit being collected. So if Jordan starts collecting his benefit at age 62 and locks in that lower benefit for himself, as long as Alex waits until full retirement age, she will still receive the $1,100. As is everything with Social Security, there's also a reduction calculator that differs from everything else for spousal benefits. You need to understand taking the benefit before full retirement age will reduce your benefit, potentially by up to 30% lower if you start collecting at age 62. Spousal benefits do not receive any delayed credits. I will repeat that. There is no benefit in delaying your spousal benefit beyond full retirement age. It will not grow. Third, Jordan must file for his benefit in order for Alex to collect a spousal benefit. So if they're both the same age and Jordan waits until age 70 to file and collect, even though he's getting a bigger benefit, Alex must wait until 70 to start getting her benefit. If Jordan files and collects at 62, Alex can also collect a reduced spousal benefit at that point, which would be $770 in this example, as it's reduced by 25%. What about file and suspend? So I'm going to say this. January of 2000, they introduced voluntary suspension option. And in April 30th, 2016, it was eliminated. I just want to explain what the concept was, and then I'll go over what the new changes look like. So Jordan's benefit in a file and suspend strategy, Jordan could file for his benefits at full retirement age and immediately suspend collection of benefits. Because Jordan has filed for his benefits, now Alex is eligible for her spousal benefit. Jordan's benefit continues to earn delayed credits, allowing him to start taking his benefit at age 70, which is 32% larger now, as if he had collected at 66. The ability to file and suspend while still allowing a spouse and or dependent child to collect off of the suspended record was eliminated again, April 30th, 2016. So anyone that has filed and suspended their benefits prior to April 30th, 2016 still has the ability to allow a spouse or dependent to collect off of them. It's kind of a moot point at this time, but I figure I mentioned what the strategy used to be. So what are the new consequences with the new legislation? During suspension, any spousal or dependent benefits would also be turned off. So notice here in the example, there's a gap. During the suspension, the filer must begin collecting benefits, again, in order for the others to start collecting. The option to request retroactive payments for those suspended benefits will no longer be available. The filer won't be able to claim any other benefits while the benefit is suspended. Again, these changes render file and suspend a little bit of a mute strategy in this case. You may still choose to take advantage of the voluntary suspension if you collect early. So let's say you wanted to do this for Medicare premiums medical premiums between age 62 and full retirement age. Then when you get on Medicare, you turn it back off. You can still do something like that. That's where this does have some validity for people that are retired, not yet at Medicare age, and still want to be able to get some income to help them offset those hefty insurance premiums that you may be paying. All right, so what about adding spousal benefits and individual benefits? How do you assess these? So we're going to use in this example here that Alex's benefit individually is $600 per month. Well, the fourth thing to know about the spousal benefits is that you don't get to just add a spousal benefit to an individual benefit. They're actually netted against one another. So if Alex starts collecting her own benefit at full retirement age, she would get $600 per month. If she collects at age 62, getting 25% reduction, that's $450 per month. If she waits until age 70, the $600 grows to $792, a growth factor of 32%. Now, if we add spousal benefits to the mix, it becomes a little bit more complicated. Alex's spousal benefits are at their core worth $1,100. That means if she collects with her spousal benefit at full retirement age, she'll add $500 of spousal benefits on top of her own $600, giving her a total of $1,100. If she takes it at age 62, her $500 would be reduced by 30% to $350 for a total benefit of $800 in that case. On the other hand, if she waits until age 70 for the benefit, her spousal benefit will only get her back to that $1,100, her maximum spousal benefit. That's only going to add $308 to her $792. So let's recap that. Spousal benefits are equal to 50% of the partner's primary insurance amount. They do not get any bigger once you go past full retirement age. The partner must have started filing for individual benefits and not requested a suspension after April of 2016. And individual benefits and spousal benefits are always netted against one another. Let's talk about survivor benefits and why they're an important part of the decision. So over half of the women collecting Social Security benefits today are collecting benefits all or in part based on their husband's work history. So the decision Jordan makes likely impacts Alex's benefits even after he's gone. Unlike spousal benefits, survivor benefits are tied directly to Jordan's collection decisions. That means if he's collecting at age 62, he leaves Alex with a significantly lower survivor benefit than if he collects at age 70. So let's discuss some of these different collection strategies and how to best use these. So if both collect at age 62, Jordan would receive his own monthly benefit of $1,650. That's $2,200 reduced by 25%. Alex would receive her own monthly benefit of $450 until Jordan passes away at the age of 75. She would receive an additional $350 of spousal benefit also until Jordan passes away. When Jordan passes away, Alex's benefit would be eligible to receive $1,815 as a survivor benefit in lieu of any other benefits. So what's the total economic impact of this decision? Assuming Alex lives through age 84, Jordan passes away at age 75, that would give them a total of $670 back from Social Security. Okay, so what if they both wait to age 66? So had they both deferred till full retirement age, Jordan would receive his own monthly benefit of $2,200. Alex would receive her own monthly benefit of $600. She would also receive an additional $500 as a spousal benefit. And when Jordan passes away, Alex would be eligible to receive $2,200 of a survivor benefit. So even though they receive the benefit for a shorter period of time, again, Jordan lives to age 75, Alex lives to age 84, they will receive $633,600 back from the Social Security Administration. What if they wait till age 70? Jordan's going to get $2,904 of benefit. Alex is going to get $792, the spousal benefit of $308. Again, the spousal benefit doesn't grow to age 70. And in total, they would end up getting $601,000, 920 bucks. So there is a risk of individuals taking the benefit later if they don't live long enough. In this case here, they would not have recouped everything else they would have gotten. But these are things to think about. So, married couple with a large difference in benefits. So going back to the example here, what if the lower earner, in this case, Alex, started collecting at age 62? Jordan delays all the way to age 70. Since Jordan has not filed when Alex begins collecting, the only benefit Alex gets at age 62 is her own benefit. But then Alex is entitled to get the extra $500 per month of the spousal benefit once Jordan starts collecting. This results in Alex getting a total benefit after Jordan passes away of the $2,904. So at the end of the day, with this collection strategy, they would get $634,320 from Social Security. Now, if we add a little bit of longevity to the equation, let's say Jordan lives to age 85 and Alex lives all the way to age 92. In this case here, this strategy still provides the greatest total benefit. Will this always be the case? No, not necessarily. There's a lot of different variations that can happen. We don't know what our total life expectancy is going to end up being, but it's important to know there are different ways and different strategies to take your benefit. What about a widow benefit? So widowers have a very interesting and unique option that nobody else gets. So they can switch between benefits. They can switch between the survivor benefit and their own benefit. So in this scenario here, let's say Chris's PIA is $2,200, survivor benefit is $2,500, and lives all the way to age 92. Chris might compare her own benefit to her survivor benefit and just collect the highest, but the way to maximize the benefit would be to start collecting one and then switch to the other. She could file for survivor benefit at age 60, giving her $1,788 per month, again, a reduced benefit at that point. Let hers grow all the way up until age 70 and start collecting $2,904 of benefits from 70 onward. Using this strategy could boost the total lifetime income by $200,000. That's a huge amount of money to take into consideration. Again, a unique decision option that widowers need to take into account. So, what about additional beneficiaries, such as a divorced spouse? If you have been married for at least 10 years, are currently unmarried, and both you and your ex-spouse are at least age 62, you may be eligible for Social Security spousal benefits under the same rule that we discussed earlier. If your ex-spouse has passed away and you are unmarried and your current marriage started after age 60, and you are at least age 60, you may be eligible for survivor benefits. So again, here's the example. Spousal benefits, married to an ex-spouse, 10 plus years, unmarried, both are at least age 62, and divorce happened after at least 2 years. So what about the survivor benefit portion? Married to an ex-spouse at least 10 years, unmarried or married after 60, and at least age 60 in that case. What about the taxation of Social Security benefits? So taxation factors into your provisional income, which is half of your Social Security benefit plus modified adjusted gross income. What's modified adjusted gross income, you may be asking? You can look it up online. It pulls in a lot of other stuff than just IRAs and pensions. It may also include municipal bond income and some other things that aren't even taxable under ordinary income. So what do these brackets look like? If your modified adjusted gross income, your provisional income is below $25,000 for single, $32,000 married, filing joint, your benefits are tax-free. If it's above this amount but below $34,000 as a single filer, $44,000 married, filing joint, your benefits can be taxed anywhere between 0 and 50%. If it's above the $34,000 and you're a single filer, or $44,000 and you're married, your benefit can be taxed anywhere between 7% and 85%. If any of your benefits are taxable, you add that amount on to your taxable income for the year, and you are taxed at your appropriate marginal income tax rate. One thing I will mention, and one benefit of talking to a financial planner, is strategizing this out. This is something called the tax torpedo. When you start taking your Social Security benefit and other assets that could have kept your income lower, it could benefit you on both your Medicare Part B and D, as well as your Social Security taxation, which can create a jump in your taxes. For more information on that, I recommend that you speak to a certified financial planner or a CPA to discuss that further. Here's Medicare Part B and D monthly payments. I show this chart because this is something helpful to know and understand, that your Medicare Part B and Part D payments are based on your income tax for those years. The premium can be as high as $578.30 per month, or it could be as low as $170.10 per month. So this is something important to know. What about getting a government pension? What's a government pension offset? So some employees, usually civil service employees, do not pay into the Social Security retirement system. I'm up here in the Northeast. I know Connecticut teachers don't pay into Social Security retirement system. They pay into a civil retirement system. Since their years of employment would not be recognized by Social Security as a result of this, they would be entitled to receive spousal and survivor benefits, but Social Security will offset those benefits as a result of your civil pension. This reduction of your pension benefits is 2/3 of your pension. So, if your civil pension is $1,500 per month, we're going to reduce that by 2/3 of the pensions for an offset of $1,000. Let's say your spousal benefit is $1,100. You would only be entitled to $100 per month of the spousal benefit. Let's say your survivor benefit is $2,200 a month. You would only be entitled to $1,200 in that situation. Again, if you work for a municipality, some type of civil service, and you have a pension and not paying into Social Security, it's important to know and understand this as it relates to your Social Security benefits. So what about additional beneficiaries? In addition to you and your retirement age spouse, your unmarried children can collect benefits when you collect benefit. A younger spouse who has not yet attained retirement age could collect benefits at this point if he or she is caring for your child under the age of 16. So if there's a big age difference and you have a very young child, or there's a small age difference and you have a very young child, make sure you understand this, that you may be entitled to some Social Security benefits there. Another item I mentioned that factors into the Social Security decision is, what if there's a big market downturn and that portfolio that you're relying on for the rest of your retirement takes a big dip? Let's look at an example there. A married couple needs $100,000 in income in retirement at age 66. Their Social Security benefits are going to be $25,000 for the husband, $25,000 for the wife at age 67. They have a $2 million portfolio. If in the first half of the year of retirement, they withdraw $100,000 off their portfolio and the market returns 5%, that keeps their portfolio at that $2 million number. But what happens if at age 67, the following year, the market declines by 50%? The portfolio is now $1 million, and they still need to take that $100,000 out. If they withdraw from the portfolio, that's a 10% withdrawal at that point in time, which would drop their total portfolio to $900,000 at that time. Or they can start taking Social Security to take pressure off the portfolio, only needing $50,000 a year, or a 5% withdrawal instead of an unsustainable 10% withdrawal factor. Now, this is a little bit of an extreme example here, but it highlights if there's a huge market downturn, you haven't reached age 70 yet, and you were planning to delay, this could, especially after a huge market downturn, take pressure off the portfolio and allow the portfolio to recoup a lot of portfolio returns that it may have lost during that period of time. Imagine if this was 2008. The S&P 500's had an amazing run since that period of time. If you took the $100,000 out of the portfolio at that time, it's a lot harder to get that $900K all the way back up to $2 million than to get $950,000 back up to $2 million. I know it seems like a small difference, but that could be a drastic change in your retirement. Cost of living adjustment is another thing I wanted to mention. 2022, it's 5.9% in today's high inflationary environment. These increases are for anyone over the age of 62. Cost of living adjustment is important to understand in delaying benefits, as the higher your base of income, the greater the compounding. So If your benefit's $1,500 today and $3,000 at age 70, I'm using a random just for ease of math here, the cost of living adjustment on your $1,500 benefit is $88.50. But the cost of living adjustment on your $3,000 age 70 benefit is $177. Again, this is all compounded, so this will give you a much bigger spread over the course of retirement. This is one of the reasons, if you just look at your Social Security statement, it's not going to give you the most accurate depiction because it will not reflect future potential cost of living adjustment increases. So what are some of my final thoughts on making these decisions? Work with a financial planner to figure out the best plan for your family. This is a huge decision that's potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of difference. Delay as much as you can if you're healthy and have longevity in your family. Take a staggered approach if one spouse has a really high benefit and the other has a smaller benefit. And take a staggered approach if there's a big age gap. Understand the fundamental rules of Social Security. Recognize all the benefit options available and incorporate the collection decision into your retirement plans. Common questions: where do I file for benefits? You could go in person now. That opened up a few weeks ago. Again, at the time of this recording, it is April of 2022. You can go online or you could do it by phone, 1-800-772-1213 to schedule a phone appointment. What if my highest earnings were earlier in my career? The earnings are indexed for inflation. That's an average index monthly earnings, AIME. You can look further into that if you'd like. And I included a few helpful websites and links to the Social Security Administration websites here on this slide. I will include them in the comment section as I post this to YouTube, and I'll also paste it into the chat for today's webinar. Here are just some disclosures, but most of all, I would like to thank you for your time on attending today's webinar.